Okay, so the title of the video has nothing to do with guns. If you clicked on this hoping for it to be something about guns, stick with us. The Winchester in this is Major Charles Emerson Winchester of the TV show MASH. This is a good story. So, I was watching a video about America from the point of view of a homeless man, and he was pointing out things about our liberal brethren that helped them so much. And the things he was pointing out was the fact that, like, they'll bring food for 300 people and give it to 5 people and leave. Take a few pictures making it look like there were much more people there. Make a big deal about it on social media. Leave a little rainbow flag at the fucking homeless encampment and then they leave. What this reminded me of was Major Winchester's chocolates. Go watch the episode of MASH called Death Takes a Holiday. I don't know what season that is. You can look it up, Google it. It's episode number 199. It's came out in 1980, whatever season that would be. That's all the help you're going to get. This episode is about many things, but the point of it that I'm going to focus in on is that in the episode, Major Charles Emerson Winchester III from Boston, UMass General, and Harvard, he gives a big thing of some swanky chocolates from Boston to an orphanage. And the guy at the orphanage thanks him and takes them inside or whatever. He leaves, goes back to his outfit, which is a mobile army surgical hospital where he's a doctor. And later that evening, he sees someone eating one of those chocolates. He, of course, freaks out and goes to the orphanage man, just demanding satisfaction, and then finds out that basically they could give the children those chocolates and they would have a fun Christmas with some chocolate, or he could go and sell them on the black market, and he fed the children for like 3 months or something like that. Even when they try to do good, and they are doing good, they don't understand the how or why of it. They don't understand that the money that those chocolates represent in the middle of a war zone in Korea is worth way more to those kids than chocolate. You know, the kind of chocolate that we're talking here being a high end thing that he paid a bunch of money for in Boston and then paid a bunch of money to get it there. Yeah, especially enough for an entire orphanage to everybody have a chocolate bar in a war zone that's worth a fucking fortune. Okay. These people don't understand that if you continue to like participate in a system that is creating these homeless people, which is what it's doing, we have a machine in America and it's made to break people and empty all of their bank accounts into those rich liberals' bank accounts. That's what the system is designed to do. And then once they, have a bunch of homeless people, they can go pretend to feed them. You're like fucking deer to these people. Let that fucking sink in. I'm not. Very clearly. And like, this is what I would encourage you to be, is to stop being a deer and start working towards your goals, whatever those are. My goals are to like ride dick in the end of the world in a minivan on my own land, hopefully. If not on whoever's dick it is land. I don't really care. My goals aren't that admirable. I'll give you that. But like, I kind of think we're all gonna fucking die. I think this is the real thing that always got to me about charity work of any kind. Is every time I ever did it, I did it begrudgingly because I didn't want to be there. And I was with a whole bunch of people that acted like this is just the greatest thing in the world. Woohoo! And took a bunch of pictures while they were doing it, looking happy as fuck. Why are those people happy? Is it because they're mopping up children's vomit? I put it to you that it could not be. Not if they're rational thinking human beings. Like, I'll clean up vomit if it needs to be done. Probably not happy about it, even if it's my own vomit, much less somebody else's. So, why are you so happy? They're happy because of Winchester's chocolates. Okay? Like, they're there for the fucking, the good warm feeling that is now magnified times 100 for minimal effort by social media. Like, I made a post the other day where I was fucking around with my grandmother trying to get her to steal a fire engine. We went out and had barbecue, and as we were coming out, there was a fire engine outside the barbecue joint. Um, I take my grandmother out to dinner and to go shopping and stuff a lot. She's like 80. Like, this is just what we do, and you know, she'll never see the inside of a nursing home. Not until she's like immobile or something like that. And even then, I think she would get home care or something. We could go into the details of the what fors and whys of that, but I do things with my grandmother because I love my grandmother. Because, like, whether she frustrates the hell out of me or not, some days, I love her. And I'm not doing things with her and posting online for social media praise. And this is, I think, the problem is most people are not me. Most people at this point are fucking monkeys doing things to appease the fucking group of monkeys that do shit on their phone. They figured out how to control the world, and it's social media. It's brilliant, really. Like, it's from the point of view of like an anthropologist. Like, if I was going to try to fucking control a society, that's how I'd do it. Motherfucker. My hair is just like a wreck. It's been hot here, and all summer it's been fucked. And I've lost air conditioning in the last week or so, and I just haven't got it fixed yet. And like, I'm at the intersection of it's starting to cool off now, and I have an air conditioner, and I like being nocturnal. So, I tend to do that anyway. If you're asleep during the day in a small room with an air conditioner on, and then you go out to dinner, and by the time you come back, it's 9 o'clock at night, and it's chill as fuck. Run the attic fan for a bit. House is nice. I like it. Like, this is the thing is, I don't need a lot of this shit. I have to have some of this shit because of where I live geographically. Like, Oklahoma, in Tulsa at least, in the summer, you need air conditioning at this point, and it's probably caused by everyone having air conditioning, maybe, but I can't fix that. Like, this is where I'm at with a lot of things. Is like the Winchester's chocolate thing. I don't even buy the chocolate anymore. No sit point. There's enough people buying chocolate. That's really where I'm at with charity. Clearly, we've gone too far, I think the real issue is we've replaced genuine charity and genuine like helping people with this fake social media pleasing bullshit mixed with government intervention. Oh, I pay taxes for that. Are there no poorhouses? Are there no workhouses? That's how God's gonna judge you. That's, you know, Ebenezer Scrooge, by the way. Go fucking read A Christmas Carol. It'll enlighten you on many things. Like, Charles Dickens lived through this. He was living through this in England in like the 1870s. And he wrote A Christmas Carol. And really, I wish I could get the whole fucking world to sit down and watch Winchester's Chocolates or Death Takes a Holiday, the MASH episode, and A Christmas Carol. Because there's two very poignant things that they need to get in both of those. And it's that they need to watch it with me explaining to them exactly what all of this means, point by point. Because very clearly they're fucking stupid. And like, that's my thing with many people now is I try being nice. I try not being nice. I try explaining. I try not explaining. It doesn't seem to fucking matter what I do. Everyone around me is fucking crazy. Like, I am crazy. I know that. But I mean, like, in a conversation where it is acknowledged that I am fucking insane, but yet I'm the one making sense of the fucking lot of us, that's great. And, like, I think maybe my insanity gives me a view to reality that they don't have. And I think my quote unquote insanity is that I stopped accepting what these liberals were telling us long ago that, like, in my mind, we're at war. Some of the shit that went down in the last couple of years, we're at war now. I'm waiting for the other boot to drop. Fucking Herr Biden with his fucking red background and Marines. Giddy up, I guess. Like, if that's where this is gonna go, that's not what I want. Okay, I would like for all these people to watch fucking the episode of MASH where Winchester learns that he doesn't know shit, and then watch the episode of fucking sorry, not episode. Then watch A Christmas Carol or read the book A Christmas Carol and let it sink in really good. And the part that I let sink in really good is that it's not about doing good works or not doing good works. It's about, are you a piece of shit human being? This is the lesson of A Christmas Carol in my mind, is that Scrooge's problem isn't that, he didn't help people or whatever. It's that he was a piece of shit human being. Okay? He didn't even help himself. He, you know, focused entirely on making money to the exclusion of everything else. And like, I have some of this failing in my own life, not with money, but with the pursuit of knowledge. I go at it regardless of what's going on. And A Christmas Carol very kindly tries to point out that basically you are the devil in your own story, more than likely. If you really want to look at who is to blame, if you really want to look at who the bad guy is, you got to look in a fucking mirror. That is the lesson of A Christmas Carol. There's many lessons of A Christmas Carol, but that's one of them. And the line that he said in particular that rings true to now is, "Are there no workhouses?" Back then, a workhouse was a place where they literally would take your kids and you and your family, chain you all together in a work gang, and have you stitch fucking clothing or do whatever it is, like until your debt was paid. And your debt would never be paid because it cost more to exist there than they paid you. So you were always in debt to them. Sound familiar at all? Like this is what they want. If you let the left get what they want, look at the world Charles Dickens paints. That's what we'll get. It's what we have now to a great extent. I weep for my fellow man. There's not really much I can do about it, as I cannot even help myself. Like this is where it's at for me. It's basically the only thing that fixes my problems is about 20 acres of land out in the country. Yeah, I could deal with less, but 20 would be really nice. 40'd be even better. I want enough land to breathe on and shoot and whatever and have room for other people. And, I'm not saying I'm going to invite the world or whatever, but my favorite people are going to come live on my land with me. And I'm going to have a big fence and a bunch of trees. And then, well, past the trees, I would be very, very careful. I'm going to go build my own little world. It's not going to cost that much money, especially if I have Blazer in on it. Uh, if we can get to the point where we both have decent jobs and both have money coming in any amount whatsoever, we could live like monks basically and pool all of our fucking money, aside from fucking going to the grocery store or whatever, like have a set of things where like we're going to take care of the things we need to take care of. All of our extra money just gets thrown in a fucking bin someplace full of cash to buy land. That would be the only focus of our existence. We need to buy the piece of land. And then once that's done, then it would be save up another chunk of money to build fucking houses and shit on it. And then past that, it would be save up enough money to pay for us to exist for a few years to be able to go and build shit and not have to have jobs. And the reason I say that is I would like to build shit myself. I think he and I both, after all of that, would probably like a nice vacation. And the ability to just sit and smoke and build and whatever and put all this on YouTube and see if that turns into more money, I think is a legit plan. And at the end of it, no matter what, we have our own land, we grow our own food, have our own animals, and if we do it right, we could have a decent, farm account that is, the money that we save up to live off of for a few years while all of the rest of that shit's going on, like just have that like on a farm account kind of a thing where like that is a thing to pay for things for the homestead. Like a lot of this takes trust. But like if you don't trust anybody, nothing ever is gonna fucking happen. And it's such a shitty world now that like I don't want to trust anyone. Neither does anyone else. But this is what like if two people bared down and fucking worked at it, right now you can go make so much fucking money, dollars wise per hour worked, doing pretty much any job, that it's not enough for you to do this by yourself. But if you have a cheap fucking apartment that you're splitting with a friend who's also doing that, and you're going together on cooking meals, so that's cheaper. Like legitimately, you have to live real fucking tight for a while. That's gonna kind of suck, but you know, how else are you gonna get shit done? Because like this is some of the stuff that I'm running into is basically every meal that I cook could feed probably 3 or 4 people. That's the nature of cooking out of fucking cans, and I don't like that because that means a lot of leftovers. And what that means for me is I usually cook one dish, whatever it is, whether it's a side, a main, or whatever, and I leave that kind of, you know, at least lukewarm on the stovetop and heat it back up or whatever throughout the day. Like, not throughout the day, but like I'll cook it mid afternoon or something and have that for like lunch and dinner, and then maybe put the rest in the fridge. I don't know how we got onto food from Winchester's chocolates, but this is where I'm saying a second person not only splits the rent, but in addition to that would add all of the extra money that you're saving. It's now times two. You get there twice as fast. And the thing that I'm talking about doing is not that much money. So, stop being charitable. I guess is the message of this is you can't be in a position to help others until you are yourself squared away. And most of these people that are going out there and handing out stuff to these homeless people are one bad day at the markets away from being those homeless people. And they don't see that yet. Once you're, old and not pretty, you know, how are you going to not be homeless then? Because, like, that's a lot of these people is, well, I have friends. I have, a girlfriend and, friends, and they could sleep on their couch. And, like, for how long? Okay. And once you're in that position, how are you going to get out of it? You're not. So you need something that is yours that they can't take from you. Like the difference between, my buddy Blazer and I and those homeless people is we're literally going to have a home. Like if I bought an acre of land and camped on it, that's better than those homeless people. It's better by a long shot. And like this is what I want to do basically is as soon as you get the land, like if you're working jobs, you have to keep the apartment and keep up, showering and uh, going to work and other stuff. And like once you are working on the land, like I'm not saying you won't ever be showering or whatever, but like I have a camp shower. I'm not going to be showering as frequently as I would be if I had a full shower. And my plan would be to camp out there and build every day. And you know what motivates you to build houses? Not having a house. And if you have someplace semi comfortable to crash at night, which that van would be, and maybe like a hangout area or whatever to chill every once in a while because you're not just going to work 24/7. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing with like a screened in porch. Or hell, you could do a screened in porch and then throw up some kind of ramshackle walls even and put a fucking portable air conditioner in there and have it be like insulated. They do air conditioned tents and shit. Nothing else, we'll have that portable fucking air conditioner with a hose running outside the fucking screened in porch. But what I'm talking about there doesn't cost a lot of money. And building small cabins doesn't cost a lot of money. Buying 40 acres costs a lot of money now, but buying 5 acres, 10 acres doesn't cost as much. And if you're putting any money towards fucking charity and shit right now, you should be putting money towards land. That would be my advice. And also, you need to realize that like this is most of the people. The people doing this and handing out 300 people's worth of food to 6 people and taking Instagram photos and walking away. Dude, I see that shit all the time. It's really it's quite ridiculous. We've wandered way off topic now, but I hope this was good for somebody. Um, Go watch that MASH episode. Uh, fuck was it called again? Death Takes a Holiday. Really, the show MASH in general, you should just go watch all of that. It's it's a viewpoint that I have found to be more true than not in my life. I think I'm gonna go watch some MASH. I'm definitely gonna go watch Winchester's Chocolates. I'll figure out what season that is. So, since it's Major Charles Emerson Winchester and it's his first season, I do believe that it should be in season 6. And MASH, for those not in the know, is on Hulu, all of it. And honestly, with the Hulu Disney Plus bundle, you should just have that shit. It's uh, it's well worth it. Now I'm really going. That Hulu Disney Plus bundle is only $20, and you get all of MASH and all of Disney Plus and all of Ancient Aliens. Like Hulu is fucking legit. Prey is on there. Like part of me is like, man, I shouldn't fucking keep paying for Hulu and Disney Plus. And then part of me's like, I really have to. Like, it's the only thing I pay for entertainment wise, other than YouTube. Like, I have Netflix because my whole family has it. We have a family plan or whatever, and I have the password to that. But other than that, everything I watch is on Hulu, Disney Plus, or YouTube, pretty much. I have Amazon, but I don't ever watch anything on Amazon. Oh, I watch a lot of shit on Apple too because I buy movies when I want to watch them. For forever, the thing that I did was buy that movie on Apple. I have 400 movies on Apple that I can watch no matter what, wherever I have internet. So that lowers the bill quite a bit, as you might imagine. And like DVDs used to do that too, but like that Apple thing is fucking legit. I am really high. I've tried to end this several times now, but I just keep talking. I've been smoking on and off while watching shit, and then at the start of this, and now I'm smoking more. I'm gonna go watch MASH. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy Hulu.